What's up guys, Tony here with BD Outdoors, and I'm bringing you another Sportboat Roundup. With the majority of boats done for the season, there are still chances to be had on multi-day trips going into the winter. Remember, we see bluefin almost all year round in these waters, but going out on multi-day trips this time of year is going to be your best option if you want to be on the hunt for bluefin. What I wanted to focus on this week was talk a little bit about how to set up for bluefin. And if you ask any angler, they're all going to tell you that bluefin can be some of the trickiest fish to hook, especially during the day. And if your gear is not equipped to handle a bigger tuna, it will result in heartbreaks. If you're new to this style of fishing or just starting to gear up for bluefin, these are some tackle and gear recommendations that I personally would recommend getting. To start, there are so many different techniques and combinations to choose from, but I'm going to focus on the nighttime bite and what gear and tackle you should have on hand. For your reel choice, you want to have a 2-speed reel, and it makes a world of difference, especially when they're straight up and down or doing their big circles. Price points are going to vary based on your reel choice, and another thing to consider is line capacity, as well as how much drag your reel can apply. For the price, durability, and hardiness of reel, Pen Fathom models are very affordable models to start off with. Is there one reel that really does it all? It's impossible to predict what bluefin are going to bite, when they're going to bite. You just don't know what grade you're going to get into or how long that bite is going to last. Fathom 30 to 40 covers a wide variety when it comes to the caliber of fish you're trying to catch, but for nighttime, a 40 to 60 size model is going to give you great line capacity to work with and the power to hold up in a fight. The reel I use at night is a Fathom 60, and it sees a lot of action during the season. I have 100-pound braid spooled on with a 100-pound top shot. I will tie either a jig straight on or a crimped leader. With so many different styles, it's truly impossible just to have one end-all, be-all setup, but I would recommend starting off with one combination and then upgrade and adjust based on the grade of fish that you're targeting. There are a lot of great brands out there, and what might work for me may be different than what works for you. I'm a lot shorter than the majority of anglers, so my points of leverage are going to be a lot different than yours. When it comes to rod choice, the best way to figure out what to pair your reel with is to just pull on a rod and see what feels right to you. Rod length is important. Whether you want to cast a fly line bait out and away from the boat or drop down a bait using a sinker rig during the day, you want something that's relatively stiff compared to a lighter setup for smaller yellowfin or dorado, while providing enough backbone to leverage that fish towards the boat. I'd recommend a rod within the 7 to 8 foot range. There's compromise in rod length. The shorter the rod, the harder to lean down and out away from the bottom of the boat and the prop will be. During the day, you want it long enough to cast out a bait and fight fish while your deckhands are helping you navigate under and over your fellow anglers. The rod I have paired with my Fathom 60 is a CalStar 770H. We saw knife jigs have amazing success this year, and it can be hard to decide on colors, shapes, and sizes, but you basically want a jig that's going to sink fast and get in that tuna's face. The most important aspect to buying a jig for the night bite is going to be the size and the action of the jig, and what you use will be dependent on wind and current. When there is wind and current, you want a heavier jig. You want that jig being vertical. You want to use anywhere from a 200 gram to 500 gram jig depending on those conditions. Fish the conditions, get your jig into the zone, and have a range of sizes. Choosing the right setup can be overwhelming, and if you don't want to buy a brand new rod, head over to local shops like SC Tackle Traders where you can choose previously owned rods and start your fishing collection. Talk to your deckhands and captains on the boat, find out what's working, get out there, and get hooked. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you guys next time.